Hi guys, here's question number 1 on the chapter 4 test. There's two parts. There's a part A here and a part B down here. So let's talk about part A first real quick. They want us to find the value of x. Okay, 60, 60 degrees, and 3x are the three triangles. So remember there's 180 degrees, so you're going to want to go 3x plus 60. Whoops, not 66. Plus 60. Plus 60 equals 180. And solve for x from there. Remember, you've got like terms to combine here first. Okay? Solve for x and make sure you type in your answer. On part B, then we are simply asking you to classify this triangle by its angles. So, is it an acute triangle? Is it right? Is it obtuse? Or is it equilateral? Okay? So choose which one is most appropriate for number 1B. Okay, question number 2. Again, we're finding the value of x. There's a part A and a part B. Again, to find the value of x, we're going to go similar to we did in number 1. Okay, you've got 6x plus 65 plus 85. Set that all equal to 180 degrees because that's how many degrees are in a triangle. Don't forget to combine your like terms first before you go moving them over to the other side. And again, in part B, then select, is it acute, right, obtuse, or equilateral triangle? Okay, that's question 2. Question number 3, part A. All right, again, we're finding x. Remember, all inside angles add up to 180. So the first one, whoops, pen Craig. You've got x plus 12 plus the angle that's 52 degrees plus the angle that's 90. Set that all equal to 180. Got lots of like terms to combine here first. Then move them all over. I'll help you find the value of x. Part B, is this triangle acute, right, obtuse, or equilateral? On question number 4, we want to again find x. The only difference is this time he is this outside angle. All right. So we need to figure, to get this angle, you add these two angles together. Problem is, we don't know what he is at the moment, do we? Well, you can figure it out. All right. You've got two of the angles, so if you just take 180 degrees, subtract a 30, subtract 115, that's going to give you this angle up here. Okay. Then what we want to do is take, and let's just call this angle A and angle B just for identification purposes. You're going to want to take and add those together. So to find x, x equals angle A plus angle B. Okay? And that'll give you the value of x. And then part B, is this an acute, right, obtuse, or equilateral triangle? Okay, question 5 wants to know triangle QRS. So QRS, so pay attention to how it's labeled. Starts with the double arc to the single arc to the triple. Is congruent to which of these three triangles? Okay, so make sure when you label, when you pick one, make sure it goes in the same order as this one. Number 6, just like number 5, pardon that bell. All right, they're saying A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D. So pay attention to how they labeled this quadrilateral. Now, how would you label being congruent to this one? Okay, look at who they start with, A, B, C, D. Here are your 4 choices down below. Question number 7, we need to identify what kind of a transformation happened from here to here. This is the original shape right here, this solid one. The dotted one's the new one. Okay, so you need to type in, all right, which one it is. Is it a translation, reflection, or a rotation? Question number 8, just like the previous question, we are going from the solid figure to the dotted figure. So again, your choices were reflection, a translation, which is just a slide, remember, a rotation, which is where it's turned, okay? So one of those three. On question number 9, we got to figure out, okay, they want us to say these two triangles are equal and congruent, but because of the hypotenuse leg, that's HL. All right, so which piece of information on the triangle is not labeled that you need to have labeled? And remember, with hypotenuse leg, the hypotenuse have to be congruent, and you have to have a leg, one of the sides, to be congruent. So you have to be able to check both those off in order to say, yeah, it's hypotenuse leg. Because you got the 90-degree angle, that's here. You got a tick mark here and here. There's one piece that's missing. So which of these 4 pieces of information do we need to mark on the triangle in order to say, okay, yep, it's HL? That's question 9. Very similar thing in question number 10, only we're going to use angle, angle, side. So again, I like to actually write these out, A, S. Okay, so now you look here and you've got an angle mark in each one, so okay, check. And there's another angle mark, check, so we're missing a side. All right, so you got to find the missing piece of information that you need down here in your answers in order for it to be angle, angle, side. Okay, here in number 11, we're going to use a diagram to complete this statement. We're going to fill in the blanks. Okay, choose 2 answers that make it true. So 2 of these 3 go in here. We have 2 blanks, so we need to choose 2 of them. So it tells us that LM is congruent with MN. Okay, so these whole sides here are equal to one another. Whoops, that was pretty bad. But right here, you get my drift. Okay, so then what angles are congruent to each other? Okay, so potentially, I'm going to try to label these. Is it LMN? Is it this one? Who's congruent? Then there B is MNL. So MNL goes this way here. Actually, let me label them like this. Here was choice A. Here's choice B. Sorry about my phone going off there. And then here's choice C. Which 2 of those need to be congruent to each other? Okay. Question 12, just like 11, we got to figure out what do we got to put in here to make this true. Now this one's a little different. They're telling us that PNO, this little angle right here, and we'll call that angle A, is congruent with PON, which is this guy right here. We'll call that angle B. Okay, so if those 2 angles are equal, which segments are equal to each other? Which sides? Okay, so you got PO, ON, or NP. Okay, I'm going to label those in blue. So PO is just this little guy right here. Okay, is it ON? Remember, you got to pick 2 of them are going to be equal to each other. Or is it NP? So this little triangle, which 2 are congruent? Now, if you use what you learned in the last one of what 2 segments were congruent, it was LM and MN, that might be of help for you down here. But you got to pick 2 to fill in the blank. Question number 13, we want to figure out what's the measurement of WYX? WYX, that's this angle right here. Okay, notice that they already give you 2 angles, 60. So remember, everything comes off of 180 degrees. And subtract from there to figure out what's left for angle Y up here. Okay, number 14. We're going to use this picture. We need to figure out WX, that is this segment down here. How long is this segment? So here's what can help you. Okay, if you notice, you got these angles that are equal to each other, right? Opposite sides of those angles are always equal. So if this guy over here is 8, this one here is 8. But that still doesn't help you with looking across from this angle. So here's what you need to do. Figure out how many degrees are in this angle. And You actually did that in question 13, because I think they were both 60 degrees. So take them away from 180. That'll tell you how many degrees y is. And that'll help you figure out how long this segment is down here. Good luck. Question 15, they want you to use the coordinate notation to describe the movement from figure A to figure B. So what you want to make sure you do, guys, is remember, coordinate notation is like they have for you up here. It's going to be x plus or minus a number. I'll give you a hint. It's going to be plus because they're moving to the right. And then y, now are they moving up or down? Hopefully you're saying they're moving down, which is going to be minus. So you simply need to figure out how many units they're moving. What you do is just pick one point. I'd pick this guy right here. And then count. How far did they go over? That's your x. And then how far did they go down? That's your y for coordinate notation. And then make sure you type that in down here. So it's going to be x plus or minus something, y plus or minus something down here. Number 16 is the exact same thing. We're going from figure A over to figure B. Just kind of slides along here a little bit, doesn't it? So again, you need to figure out down here, it's going to be x plus or minus. Notice they're moving left, so it might be a minus. And y, is it going to be plus or minus? Are we moving up or down? You better be saying up, plus a number. Okay, so just choose a point. Let's say you choose this guy. Count how many units you go to the left. That's going to go for your x. How many units do you go up? That's going to count for your y. So you're going for, if you're using this point, you're going to go from here to here and up to here, to that point. All right.